Ways and Means, Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne. It's great to see you again, Congresswoman. What do you make of this? What do you make of the union push? More and more unions are against Democrats, including the union AFG, which has 820,000 government workers in it. It says reopen, do the CR. That's the Democrats' base, the unions.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, at least you got to give the unions credit for being consistent. They've always looked out for their workers and they wanted them to get paid when they're doing a job. And this is exactly what Democrats have claimed that they are always for. This is something that they voted for 13 times when Biden was president. But all of a sudden, you've got Donald Trump in the presidency, and they are now trying to strike a different deal. They were refusing to pass a clean CR because they want to add $1.5 trillion of pet projects, including support and payment for additional, illegal immigrants to be on health care. And look, you see what the unions are doing now. And if it's anybody that can get the Democrats to talk sense, it's their own base. So I encourage anybody out there who works for the federal government, who's not getting a paycheck, who actually cares about making sure people are getting their SNAP benefits or their WIC benefits, give your Democrat senator a call right now and tell them to do the right thing and stop holding the rest of the country hostage.
You know, we've got more news coming in. We know that 13,000 air traffic controllers are working without pay. They're taking second jobs like Uber drivers to make ends meet. We've got, delays are popping up nationwide, hitting Orlando, D.C., Newark, Chicago, LAX, and now JFK. There was a ground stoppage there. There's also weather problems. The FAA was already about 3,500 air traffic controllers short of targeted staffing levels, before all this happened. So this is pretty bad stuff that's going on.
Well, I can speak personally. I put a video on it yesterday. I was at DCA trying to fly out, and my first flight got canceled outright, and my second flight got delayed. This is happening right now. I said, get used to these long lines and these short tempers. And it's unnecessary. But yeah, you've got these air traffic controllers. They've got mouths to feed. They've got mortgages to pay. And they're now having to worry about taking on second jobs because they're not going to be getting a paycheck for work that they are doing. And so, of course, you're going to have, horrible ramifications of that, including flights that are delayed, flights that don't take off on time. But at some point in time, this is going to affect or potentially affect safety in the air. And I know that that's something that Secretary Duffy is really frantically fighting, to try to protect.
Yeah, to stop that. Let's have you take a listen to Vice President J.D. Vance, and then you're going to hear from columnist and author Mark Thiessen. He's saying when you have the public workers unions and the air traffic controllers standing with Republicans, Democrats have miscalculated this shutdown fight. Watch this.
I worry about the people who are scanning our bags and making us get through the security line. I worry they're not getting paychecks. They're starting to get worried about how to feed their families and how to pay school tuition and everything else. I worry about the pilots who haven't gotten paid in a long time. I worry about the air traffic controllers who, of course, make this entire system extra safe. I worry about them, more worried about their credit card bill than they should be because they're not getting a paycheck because Democrats refuse to open the government.
Yeah, who's the party of the working class now? I mean, look, when the public workers union is standing with the Republicans against the Democrats, the Democrats have miscalculated. When you've got the airline workers union, the Teamsters standing with the Republicans against the Democrats, you've miscalculated.
What do you think, Congresswoman?
I think they're waiting to see. I think Democrats are waiting to see how this plays out in polls in both New Jersey and New York City. And if they think that this message is winning, they're going to continue it. If they found that this message is losing, they will stop. But at the end of the day, it's all about political posturing, all about political rhetoric and theater. It's not about the people that they represent. Otherwise, they would do what they have historically done, and is vote for these spending levels that they have already voted for in the past. And you got some of my colleagues who don't even know what they voted against in the House. You had one of our female Democrat House members who earlier was being asked, well, would you vote for a clean CR? And she said, oh, no, it had too many fluff things in it. It had too many Republican policy, addings to it. It did not. All it did was continue the same level of spend that they'd already spent.
So again, they're not reading the bills down there in D.C. Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne, great to see you again. Have a